Have you ever wondered if the current state of cybersecurity is robust enough to combat the ever-evolving cyber threats? In today's digital age, cybersecurity has become more important than ever before. Our world is increasingly connected, and with this connectivity comes a multitude of cyber threats. Hackers, cybercriminals, and even state-sponsored actors lurk in the shadows of the digital world, waiting for an opportunity to exploit vulnerabilities. These threats aren't just targeting big corporations. They're also aiming at small businesses, public institutions, and individuals like you and me. Every day, millions of cyber attacks are launched, and the traditional methods of defense are struggling to keep up. The old approach of building a wall around our data and hoping it holds up under attack is no longer enough. We need a more secure, dynamic, and adaptive approach to cybersecurity, one that can keep pace with the evolving threat landscape. The solution to these challenges might just be the Zero Trust security model. To understand why Zero Trust security is important, we must first look at how security paradigms have evolved over time. In the early days of the Internet, security was primarily focused on building a strong perimeter around networks. This model likened security to a castle with a moat around it. If you could protect the perimeter, you could keep the bad guys out. This is the essence of perimeter-based security. But as the landscape of threats evolved, the limitations of this model became increasingly apparent. Perimeter-based security assumes that everything within the network is trusted and everything outside is not. It's a binary model. You're either in or you're out. But what happens when a threat slips past the perimeter? Suddenly, the whole network is at risk. This model fails to account for threats that originate from within the network, whether they are malicious insiders or malware that's made its way past the defenses. Furthermore, the perimeter-based approach struggles to keep up with the fluidity and complexity of modern IT environments. With the rise of cloud computing, mobile devices, and remote work, the network perimeter has become increasingly porous and difficult to define. The limitations of traditional security models have highlighted the need for a more dynamic and adaptive approach. One that doesn't just focus on keeping threats out, but also on limiting the damage they can do once they're in. An approach that doesn't blindly trust anything or anyone, but instead verifies every access request, regardless of where it comes from. This is the essence of Zero Trust security. The shift towards Zero Trust has been driven by the evolving threat landscape. As cyber threats have become more sophisticated and persistent, the need for a more robust and resilient security posture has become clear. Zero Trust security meets this need by providing a comprehensive and proactive approach to managing cyber risks. The limitations of traditional models paved the way for the development of Zero Trust security. As we move forward, it's crucial to understand that Zero Trust isn't just a product or a service. It's a philosophy, a complete rethinking of how we approach security in an increasingly interconnected world. Zero Trust security is a concept that has been gaining traction in recent years. You might wonder, what exactly is Zero Trust security? Well, at its core, Zero Trust security is a strategy that doesn't automatically trust anything inside or outside an organization's network. Instead, it verifies every access request as though it originates from an open network. So, essentially, Zero Trust security operates on the principle of never trust, always verify. This approach assumes that threats can come from anywhere, be it inside or outside the network. And therefore, every access request needs to be authenticated, authorized, and continuously validated before it's granted. Now, this might sound like a lot of work, but the reality is that it's a necessary step in today's increasingly complex and threatening digital landscape. The traditional castle and moat approach to security, where everything inside the network is trusted and everything outside is not, is no longer effective. Why? Because today's cyber threats are sophisticated, relentless, and often they're already inside the castle. They could be malicious insiders, compromised accounts, or malware that has already breached the perimeter. In this environment, assuming trust can be dangerous. Therefore, Zero Trust security flips the traditional security model on its head. Instead of assuming everything inside the network is safe, it assumes that nothing is. Every user, every device, every application, and every network flow is treated as potentially compromised and is continuously validated to ensure it's safe. But this doesn't mean that everyone and everything is constantly under suspicion. Instead, it means that security is consistently maintained, regardless of where the access request comes from or where it's going. This ensures that only the right people have the right access to the right resources at the right time and for the right reasons. So, in a nutshell, Zero Trust security is about taking a proactive and continuous approach to security. It's about assuming no trust, verifying every access request, and maintaining constant vigilance to ensure that your organization's network remains secure. Zero Trust security offers a more robust and resilient approach to security. The Zero Trust security model is built on several core principles. Let's delve into these principles and understand how they contribute to a more secure environment. First up is the principle of least privilege access. This principle is all about giving users and systems only the access they need to perform their tasks and nothing more. It's like giving a key to a specific room in a building rather than a master key to the whole building. By limiting access, we reduce the potential for unauthorized access and data breaches. Next, we have microsegmentation. Think of a castle with its many walls and moats. If invaders breach the outer wall, they still have more barriers to overcome. Similarly, microsegmentation divides a network into smaller, isolated segments. Even if a cyber invader breaches one segment, they can't roam freely. Each segment is a new challenge, reducing the overall attack surface. And lastly, let's talk about continuous authentication. In a zero-trust environment, a single login isn't enough. The system continuously checks the user's behavior and access patterns. It's like a vigilant security guard, always watching for signs of trouble. If anything seems amiss, the system can take immediate action, like limiting access or triggering additional verification steps. These principles work together to create a robust defense. Least privilege access ensures only necessary access is granted. Micro-segmentation prevents lateral movement within the network, and continuous authentication keeps a watchful eye on activities, ready to react at the first sign of trouble. In essence, these principles embody the Zero Trust mantra: never trust, always verify. Every access request, whether it comes from inside or outside the network, is treated with the same level of scrutiny. No free passes, no assumptions of trust. These principles ensure that every access request is verified and validated. It's a dynamic, adaptive approach to security, designed to keep pace with the ever-evolving threat landscape. Because in the world of cybersecurity, standing still is falling behind. But how does Zero Trust security work in the real world? Let's dive into some real-world applications to illustrate this. Consider a global financial institution with thousands of employees and countless digital assets. The old approach would be to build a strong perimeter around the network. But with a Zero Trust model, they've shifted to a more sophisticated strategy. Now, every access request is treated as a potential threat, regardless of where it originates. This move to Zero Trust has allowed them to reduce the risk of internal threats, which account for a significant portion of cybersecurity incidents. Or take the example of a healthcare provider. They handle extremely sensitive patient data, making them a prime target for cyber criminals. By implementing Zero Trust principles such as micro-segmentation, they've been able to create secure zones within their network. This means that even if a cyber criminal gains access to one part of the network, they can't move laterally to other areas. This granular control over access significantly reduces the potential damage of a breach. However, it's not all smooth sailing. Implementing Zero Trust security can be a complex process, particularly for organizations with legacy systems. It requires a holistic view of the organization's security posture, a clear understanding of the data flows, and comprehensive visibility into every access request. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, and each organization must tailor its approach to its unique needs and risk profile. Moreover, the move to Zero Trust security requires a cultural shift within the organization. It's a departure from the old trust but verify approach to a never trust, always verify mindset. This can be challenging to implement, but the benefits far outweigh the challenges. As these examples show, adopting zero trust security can significantly enhance an organization's security posture. It offers a dynamic, adaptive, and proactive approach to security, capable of responding to the evolving threat landscape. Despite the challenges, the move to zero trust is a crucial step towards a more secure future. So, how can organizations start adopting zero trust security? Well, the journey begins with understanding the current state of your security posture. Organizations need to conduct thorough assessments of their existing security measures to identify vulnerabilities and gaps. This includes analyzing access controls, network configurations, and application security protocols. It's like taking a snapshot of your current security landscape, warts and all. Once you've got a handle on your existing security posture, you can start defining your zero trust policies. These policies should be based on the principles of least privilege and micro-segmentation, meaning that access should be granted on a need-to-know basis and network traffic should be segmented to limit exposure in the event of a breach. You'll want to consider the unique needs and risks of your organization to develop a policy that's both robust and flexible. Now, with your policies in place, it's time to start implementing zero trust solutions. This might involve deploying identity and access management tools to verify every user and device, or implementing network segmentation to isolate sensitive data. It's important to remember that zero trust is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a framework that can be customized to meet your organization's specific needs. As you're implementing these solutions, it's crucial to continuously evaluate and adjust your approach. Remember, the threat landscape is always evolving, and your zero trust strategy should be dynamic enough to adapt. This might involve tweaking access policies, adjusting network configurations, or even adopting new technologies as they become available. Finally, don't forget to educate your employees about the importance of zero trust security. After all, they are often the first line of defense against cyber threats. Training sessions and awareness programs can go a long way in fostering a culture of security within your organization. Adopting zero trust security requires careful planning and implementation, but the benefits are worth it. So don't wait until it's too late. Start your zero trust journey today and fortify your organization against the cyber threats of tomorrow. The benefits of zero trust security extend beyond just enhanced security. This revolutionary approach to cybersecurity offers a slew of advantages that empower organizations to stay ahead of the curve in an ever-evolving threat landscape. First off, let's talk about visibility. Zero trust security is all about knowing who is on your network and what they're doing. It provides a crystal clear view of all network activities, enabling real-time monitoring and proactive threat detection. With improved visibility, organizations can identify and respond to potential threats faster than ever before, drastically reducing the risk of data breaches. In addition to improved visibility, zero trust security also enhances an organization's overall security posture. By assuming no trust and verifying every access request, organizations can ensure that only authorized users have access to sensitive data. This inherently reduces the attack surface, making it harder for cybercriminals to gain unauthorized access and cause havoc. But that's not all. Zero trust security also reduces the risk of data breaches. In a world where data breaches can cost millions and cause irreparable damage to an organization's reputation, this is a massive advantage. By verifying every access request and continuously monitoring network activity, zero trust security helps organizations keep their sensitive data under lock and key. Moreover, the benefits of zero trust security are not static. They evolve with the threat landscape. As cyber threats become more sophisticated, zero trust security adapts, maintaining resilience in the face of new challenges. It allows organizations to stay proactive rather than reactive when it comes to cybersecurity, providing a much-needed edge in today's digital age. Lastly, zero trust security paves the way for regulatory compliance. Many compliance standards require stringent access controls and monitoring capabilities that zero trust inherently provides. making it easier for organizations to meet these requirements. In a world where cyber threats are constantly evolving, Zero Trust Security provides a proactive and effective approach. By embracing this paradigm, organizations can protect their critical assets, maintain trust with stakeholders, and navigate the digital world with confidence and peace of mind. To sum up, Zero Trust Security is a modern and effective approach to cybersecurity. It's a paradigm shift from the traditional perimeter-based security methods, which have shown limitations in today's evolving threat landscape. The assumption of zero trust and the practice of verifying every access request is a more dynamic and adaptive security model that many organizations are now embracing. We've delved into the core principles of Zero Trust Security, including least privilege access, microsegmentation, and continuous authentication. These principles, when implemented effectively, contribute to a more robust and resilient security posture. The architecture of Zero Trust Security revolves around components such as identity and access management, network segmentation, and encryption. Each of these components plays a crucial role in enforcing the principles of Zero Trust, creating a cohesive and comprehensive security framework. We've also emphasized the significance of identity-centric security in Zero Trust environments. The role of identity verification, authentication factors, and access controls are key in enforcing Zero Trust policies. Microsegmentation is another concept we explored, highlighting its role in reducing the attack surface. It enables organizations to enforce granular access controls and segment network traffic, thereby bolstering their security measures. The continuous authentication mechanisms like behavior analysis and adaptive access controls are vital in detecting and responding to anomalous behavior in real time, adding another layer of protection to the Zero Trust security model. We've examined real-world examples of organizations implementing these principles, shedding light on the practical applications of Zero Trust security. The benefits and challenges of its adoption were discussed, providing a balanced view of this security model. Finally, we've offered practical guidance for organizations looking to adopt Zero Trust security. From assessing current security posture, defining Zero Trust policies, to implementing the appropriate solutions, we've provided strategies for a smooth transition into this security model. In the face of modern cyber threats, Zero Trust Security offers a robust and resilient security model that every organization should consider adopting.